good to go.
Alright, that's too much.
Is on. So, for those of you who weren't here for the 100% run, this is going to be any percent. Starts out the exact same way.
For those who didn't catch the 100% run, I should explain. We explained it in the 100% race, but I'll explain it again. He's playing on the Japanese version, and the major difference between between Japanese and USA is this first boss. On the Japanese version, he takes only 3 hits to kill, and on the American, he takes 6 hits. Also, there's text differences, but it's any percent, so that saves like no time.
There's a funny thing on the Japanese versus too where you can't actually hover in the American version, so you have to jump and shoot, but in the Japanese version you just hover there and continuously
as you can see him doing right now. For some reason he comes down just a little bit further when you play on Japanese. So for any percent we only need, other than this hippogriff coming up and Arma, you only need 2 other bosses? 3 other bosses, and then you can just fight Phalanx. But the reason this category is harder is because we're gonna have to use Ground Gargoyle for these 3 bosses. It's gonna be a nightmare.
So the reason we use a Ground Gargoyle, and we're not going to have him for a little bit yet, is that Ground Gargoyle actually can do 2 damage. If you jump and shoot in the air, you get this nice projectile, but it only does 1 damage. If you shoot while you're standing on the ground, that projectile falls to the ground, but if you can hit something with it, either during it falling to the ground or while it's sliding on the ground, it does 2 damage instead of 1. So we use Ground Gargoyle as much as we can in this run, which is to kill the middle 3 bosses, which will be Valve, the Flier, and then
Flame Lord.
Flame Lord.
So for this boss, it's one of the only bosses in both any percent and 100% that you can manipulate, and he got it perfectly, which is nice. So essentially how it works is when he's at his max height at the beginning, if you can get off 3 hits really quick, he'll slowly descend to you, and then if you hover just above his head, he'll always follow you, and then you can just annihilate him like that. We call that the LP3 Cinema Nip because, don't mean to brag, but I figured it out. So you're gonna notice in this room, especially, that it's always faster to shoot while jumping or falling. If you shoot while you're walking or flying, your character stops momentum for a split second.
And that's every gargoyle. We always want to be either jumping or falling when we shoot, if possible. So here's our first vertical level. We call the trick to get to the top quickly, we call the ascent.
He has to rely on both these spiders cooperating. And nailed it, nice. I suck at that trick. It's actually not that impressive, but I just suck really bad at it.
It can save anywhere between like 3 and 5 seconds.
So this boss could really ruin him. This is Arma. In the any percent category, you only see him once. But he has to rely on him not flying off screen. He can do this damage, stun locking that he's doing right now, but usually you can't get it the whole fight. Wow, he's having a really good fight right now.
There's some debate on how to stun lock him.
Yeah.
And kind of experimenting with shooting him while falling at a certain speed and height, and it seems to work, but it's kind of like everything we try, it works half the time, it doesn't work the other half, so the
Arma has a mind of his own. So that was a decent fight, actually. That wasn't terrible.
The any percent run really showcases the RNG in this game. Pretty much every single boss has a big RNG component. Arma, this boss here, being probably one of the bigger sources of RNG in the game.
Definitely. So now you're going to see the other reason we use Ground Gargoyle, and that's because he has the fastest movement in the game. You just do a dash and jump. Nice follower alerts, Rogue.
Wow, the follow swag during the
But yeah, he's gonna dash jump any chance he gets. It's Mega Man X-esque.
This is a Capcom game, let's not forget.
Yeah.
So this next room, there's actually an item that we're going to pick up. It's not necessarily on
not
the way,
needed.
but it helps a lot. Yeah, it's not needed. But the route that passes it by is extremely difficult, and the health is actually really useful in this boss, because this boss can actually kill you if you don't do it right.
My only any percent run this boss took me 3 tries.
So what he's going to try to do is shoot him as close to Belt as possible. He's going to try to bait a slash. There it is. So when you get that slash...
that was really good. Basically, if you can get close to him without running into him, he won't jump usually. You don't want him to jump.
He does a ton of damage to you.
2 hits is probably the max you can take off that guy.
So
Wait, I missed a stage.
Oh!
We in there.
So now we're going up to Flier. This is another vertical level. There's some damage boosting that you can do here to save some time, so we'll see if he does it.
Will he get pillar clips?
The second wall climb. There are some clips you can do with these pillars, but they're very difficult. Doesn't look like
the only way you can get the pillar clip with Firebrand in this is by taking an intentional damage boost before you get to the pillars. So that you have to wait a bit so that you won't wall grip to a pillar in order to get that pillar clip. But oh man. He doesn't have Buster. That's why he's doing it. I was so confused.
In this section, it's what we call a windy room, and it's actually faster to fly in this room than normal.
This boss is annoying because you have to fight him with ground gargoyle and rely on ground hits.
So what Rogue will do...
named Flier using ground gargoyle sounds like a nightmare.
So we're going to try to hit him on the ground as much as possible to get 2 damage. Each one of these shots where he jumps only 1. It's hard to get double damage off on him. You have to basically ride on his body, and it takes a lot of practice.
Like what he's doing right now, and it's very difficult, trust me. I am a top 500% runner at this game, but any percent screws me because of this boss. Oh man. Come on, Rogue, you got this.
So this is scary now.
Yeah, I think he's 2 hits from dead if he gets hit twice.
Yep. He does 2 damage when he hits you in the body. And this is actually a pretty bad pattern. It looks nice and safe, but it's extremely slow. Flies to the top of his
come on.
You want him to spin as much as possible.
That was so clutch.
Oof,
almost got mollywopped by his wing at the end.
The Flier is actually, once you practice him enough, getting ground hits on him is not that hard. You have to get a nice pattern, but it doesn't take tons of practice. He definitely can end your run. Now we go to the Forest and Flame Lord. There's one interesting trick in this level. A couple things. One, that you can actually jump off of ledges before you land on them. And the second one is bypassing some triggers. So as he flies along the treetops, he's bypassing some bond triggers for bats that fly down and cause a ton of lag.
Yeah, we do that just for lag reduction. There's literally no other reason. So this may look slow, killing the bats, but if you dodge them, it just lags up the entire screen, so it's a lot faster to kill them.
And then we switch back to ground again for the dash. It's the fastest way to get through the game for any power-up.
So this Flame Lord coming up is way harder in any percent, because for 100% you would die to Flame Lord to despawn the roof, but for any percent you have to fight Flame Lord with the flaming roof above as well, so You may have more health, but there's a lot more stuff that can screw you.
There's a couple nice damage boosts here. You'll see Rogue purposefully landing on those brambles on the bottom, and then he turns around at the last second. When you land on top of something that damages you, when you turn around, you go in the opposite direction, you get damaged.
So this first phase shouldn't be a problem. It's the second phase that can be a problem.
There's a time save on the second phase boss where it's important to count how many hits. So this final boss takes 20 hits. Again, 2 from the ground shot, 1 from the aerial shot. So what Rogue's going to try to do is kill the boss while he's inside the sprite. What this does is it bypasses a large part of the death animation, which actually saves about 7 seconds. So we'll see.
He's getting pretty bad patterns right now.
We want him to go along the ground to get...
Wow, he can't even go for the trick now.
Yep.
He only has 1 health left.
Got...
I don't know why he tried to get inside of him so early.
Yeah. This is a pretty common boss to miscount on and screw up.
Oh yes, because sometimes either you'll hit him too early into this cycle and the hit won't count, and your count will be off, or you'll hit him too quick in between iframes and the hit won't count.
Yeah, man, these last 2 bosses have been like a serious butt clench. So now we're at the final boss. The item that Rogue got from the Flame Lord kill is a tornado. What we're going to do here is a tornado. Jump up to meet Phalanx at the top of the screen. And then, basically just shoot him in the face as many times as you can.
Yeah, so usually you would have aerial by this point, aerial gargoyles, so you would just fly up to him. And also usually in 100% you would have to do a boss rush, but since you don't have everything, it just skips it.
One of the trickiest parts about this fight is being able to take damage and then maintain your hover.
Yeah, you never want to pick up tornadoes again.
So there it is. GG.
That was pretty good, actually. So as you can see, since he didn't have enough items, only the first phase of the boss is all he needed to get to the ending cutscene.
So the 80% run is pretty quick compared to the 100% run for sure. It doesn't really take a lot.
Also more difficult.
Yeah. For the people who've played this game in the past, first time I saw the 80%, oh my god, I can't believe how easy it is to beat this game or how short it is. But it's actually a pretty difficult percent. Do you remember, Cinema, what world record in this category is?
It is a 1038.
And who did that and when?
Yeah, Star Surfer did that about 2 hours ago. The legend himself.
So, about those follower notifications.
You're famous.
We know you did it on purpose.
No, like my girlfriend mentioned it because I heard it and I'm like, oh yeah, follower notifications, that's cool. And then my girlfriend was like, oh, it's showing up on stream. Like, what?
He did this on purpose so you guys would follow a trend and he could gain a bunch of followers. That's why he did this.
But yeah, sub 12, not bad for a marathon.
No, it's a good time.
Right at the end, Star made me plug himself.
Yeah, the flyer was not that great and had a real clutch finish. That Flame Lord I got a little greedy on and miscounted.
You went in for the inside kill super early. I was super confused.
Yeah, I did.
I could hear the butts clenching on the flyer, man.
Yeah, he was giving you terrible cycles too.
It was like he stayed up in the air and then I got a little greedy for the finish. Way too greedy for the finish, but I got there, so no deaths. No deaths.
If anybody
in
wants
12,
to pick up this game, there's a Discord, and it's pretty active. There's a lot of us that'd be able to help you, whether you want to do any percent or 100%, or Firebrand percent, but I don't know why you would succumb yourself to that.
Yeah, we've got a super great community. In fact, the top, 5 runners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have all run in this marathon. So everyone's really active, very helpful. We're always trying to find new strats and stuff like that. So now is a good time to run this game.
Super good time to run this game. And the same Discord is the same one for the whole Gargoyles Quest series as well, if you want to pick up the other games. Though those are not on the SNES, so.
People want to know the Discord and chat. There, put it in there.
Oh, I can get it.
Yeah, just post a new temporary invite or something in chat.
Yeah.
Or even a permanent invite because, you know, VODs.
No, temporary, please.
But yeah, thanks for having us back for any percent. It was fun.
Yep. Nice job, bro. Good game.
Yeah, he did a lot better than I thought he would.
Jeez.
Wow, savage.
The community, yeah.
I
We
swear
rag
we're
on
nice to each other usually.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Oh, and there's also a weekly 100% raise too.
Yeah, we do weekly hundos if anybody's down.
On Sunday mornings.
All right, fellas, thank you very much. Very good work. And knowing the game myself, yes, those fights are clenched the entire time. If they decide to kill you, they kill you.
Oh, so cleansed.
Yup.
Like a deathless run, especially in any percent, is
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
Belts
In a
nightmare,
marathon,
flyers
to boot.
nightmare. So, yeah, no.
They're all nightmares.
Every boss in 80% is a nightmare.
It's a bad scene. Thank you all for coming out and taking care of business, filming for us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no
Not a
problem.
problem.
Thanks for having us back.
It's our pleasure. Alrighty. So, away from terrifyingly powerful demons fighting for power, and moving on to a rabbit and goofy animations. We have Tiny Toon Adventures, Buster Bust Loose, 80% Normal, run by Namex. He'll be taking care of the stream and such himself. You'll be hearing him do his own commentary as well. So, give it a minute or two, and we'll see you all there.